Lios enchim anyavu. Greetings, everyone. May the Creator bless you all. And welcome to my podcast, the Good to E Medicine Podcast. I'll be your host, Pete Rodriguez.
All my native people stand up. All my native people stand up.
Don't you even know how to be a real Indian? I guess not.
Welcome to the podcast. Good to E. Do E is good, means good in our language. UMA. Do E, good medicine. Do E medicine, good medicine podcast. But I'm outside. I'm gonna go for my walk. I'm gonna try to do a quick mile before work. You can hear the outside noises and things, which is kind of cool. I got a lot of compliments on the last couple of episodes. Sniffles, if you hear my sniffles, sometimes I pick up my sniffles and why am I sniffling? It's the allergies, so I apologize in advance. I do suffer from really bad seasonal allergies. So, anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, I got some compliments on the that they like the episodes where I'm not in a studio recording in a enclosed soundproof environment, which is typically where a podcaster would want to record. You know, soundproof rooms, you know, treated walls, ceilings and things, you know, so minimal echo, you know, background noise, really nice recording. That's where you would want. But interesting that our listeners, which is really cool. There goes 2 jackrabbits. Wow, those 2 jackrabbits are always around here. They're huge. But I got some compliments. They really like the outdoor podcast recordings where I'm just walking either in the desert, Huya Anya, or I think I did another one when I was walking around the track as well. But this one, and also convenient. I don't have to set up my home studio or here at work, set up a microphone, you know, a mixer, the Rodecaster, and do all kinds of things, which is cool, but you know, sometimes I'm so busy, always on the go. Like today, I came in early to take my walk and hopefully record this episode for you. For everyone that listens, thank you. And the Patreon subscribers, you guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Everyone that supports the podcast. So I started this series, Yaqui Voices, through stories, books, readings, personal accounts and things. So we'll see how that goes. I wanted to talk about a personal story, and I wanted to do it outside. But today, for reference, I'm walking the track here at a local junior high that we have here at the reservation, on the reservation. It's part of the tribe. We're leasing it. Long story short, I have this track available for me this morning. So I'm going to do a couple laps, a mile, before it gets too hot, because we're in the middle of summer, and right now it's currently 83, and the temperature keeps climbing, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning. So I wanted to get this done before it gets too hot. Then I have to go to work all hot and sweaty, uncomfortable. So you'll hear background noises, you'll hear occasional cars zooming by, people off to work, either towards the west or towards the east, going to Tucson, coming back to the tribe to work. Dogs barking in the background. You might hear some background noises, so. Especially over here, when I get towards the road, the noise might increase a little bit, not too much. There's not too much traffic right now. There's a small breeze, so that'll keep me nice and cool. But going back to the series, Yaqui Voices, I can't remember. I think it's, what's the official title? Well, it's Yaqui Voices through stories, articles, things like that, personal accounts, history. But the one that always sticks in my mind, that I always remember, was the story that my mom, Mala, we always talked to Mom, and she always said, Mala, she always said that when I asked her about our history, our family, she always went back to as far as she could remember, and she would remember that her great grandfather would make him my great grandfather Avato Valenzuela. She would talk about him as a child growing up in Mexico during the Mexican Revolution, the war with the Mexican government. President Porfirio, the Porfiriato, when they were trying to exterminate the Yaquis, the Yaqui people in Mexico, and committing genocide, transporting a lot of our Yaqui ancestors to the Yucatan, the peninsula, to be slaves, working out there, actually all over the world. If you listen to one of my other podcasts, we have a gentleman talk about there's Yaquis all over the world, and there's a small band or a pocket in one of the Asian countries, which is fascinating. They were moved over there, trying to separate all the Yaquis, and they shipped a lot of Yaquis, a small group of Yaquis, over to I'll put it in the show notes. One of the Asian countries. I'll figure it out. It's a small little place. But anyhow, my mom always used to talk about Mr. Avato, my great grandfather. And she used to say that her mom, my grandmother, used to talk about that she would tell her that when my grandfather, great grandfather Avato, was small, he was his father would make it my great. I'm running out of greats, adding too many greats. That he was fighting. His father was fighting in the army, the Yaqui army, against the Mexican soldiers in the revolution, defending the Yaqui lands during that time. And Avato, he was a small boy. I think my mom would say, if she remembers the stories, that he was about 10 or 11 at that time of this story. And he was with his dad during the revolution, because a lot of children, very small, if you look at the accounts of the Mexican Revolution during that time, a lot of men, a lot of women and children picked up arms and defended their lands, their families, way of life, their culture, spirituality during that time. The Yaqui people, including children and women. Going back to my previous story on the Yaqui voices, the brave Yaqui women. But Avato was a small boy, 10 or 11 years old, and he was helping his dad during the revolution out in the field in the war effort. And my mother said that one day his father, I don't have his name. My mom, she's gone from this earth, and I don't have his name. I'll see if I can find some of my old records and recordings of my mom. But Avato's father got mortally injured, shot during one of the skirmishes, I guess, with the Mexican army. And he knew he wasn't going to survive the wounds he sustained during that battle over in Mexico. So my mom said that Avato's father told him, little boy, to get on his horse and just keep going north. He pointed north, which is over here, Arizona, USA now. And he told him, just keep going north. Don't look back. Don't look back. Don't cry. Don't think about me. Just keep going north and survive. And just keep yourself alive and just keep going north as far as you can until you meet other people like us, other Yaquis. Because that's history that the Yaquis that didn't want to fight, they went north to which now is Arizona, Texas, California. And also, a lot of Yaquis went north in support of the war effort to bring back supplies, rifles, and things like that to support the war effort, and then they went back. A lot of Yaquis stayed here in Arizona, California, Texas, Nevada, and stayed and made little communities. Back and forth, travel and trade. But Mr. Avato, my great-great-great-grandfather, he said traveled, my mom said she traveled north. And I don't recall, probably took days, months, weeks, months. And he finally ended up here in Arizona.
All right, thank you. That was a preview of the episode number 7. It is now available to our Patreon subscribers over at Patreon. If you want to listen to the full episode, all you have to do is just subscribe to Patreon and you can check out the full episode there. Thank you again, Chokutesia. And don't forget, health is wealth.